guys, welcome back to Alamat Haunted Places, where we talk about supposedly haunted places in the Philippines. For this fifth episode, we will talk about one of the most haunted places in the Philippines. This place was even covered in Nat Geo's I Wouldn't Go In There back in 2013. This place is called the Clark Airbase Hospital in Pampanga. The Clark Air Base was built around 1898, after the Spanish-American War. The base then was called the Clark Field, for Major Harold M. Clark, a pre-World War I pilot. In December of 1941, during World War II, the base was the main target of Japanese bombers that came from Taiwan. The raids and the bombings destroyed more than half of the US aircrafts that covered East Asia. During World War II, and when Japan overtook the Philippines, Clark Air Base was one of the biggest major Japanese bases in the Philippines, and it was said that the first Japanese kamikaze came from the airbase. In 1944, the US forces began to recapture the Philippines, and in the post-World War II era, Clark Air Base became the largest US military airbase outside of the United States. They used this location as a link to the countries within Southeast Asia, specifically South Korea. Another war that this place experienced was the Vietnam War, as the Clark Air Base served as a strategic supply base and of course a fighter squadron installation. In June of 1991, Mount Pinatubo erupted and covered the base with volcanic ash. The volcanic ash destroyed many buildings and many assets, which forced the US forces to withdraw from the airbase. Since the US forces withdrew, Clark Air Base was handed over to the Philippine government. Inside the Clark Air Base, a hospital could be found. This hospital served as the primary healthcare facility for soldiers, not just in the Philippines, but all over Southeast Asia. It was reported that as of 1966, the facility treated around 17,000 patients per month. And they even said that the dental services served roughly 35,000 patients. But like the other establishments within the base, the hospital was abandoned after Mount Pinatubo erupted. Most of the patients were soldiers that fought during the Vietnam War. A lot of soldiers breathed their last within its walls. And due to that, the hospital gained a reputation of being severely haunted. Many ghost hunters and passers-by have said that it was one of the scariest places that they have been in, and they have vowed to never return to the site again. During some of the investigations made by the ghost hunters, a lot of eerie voices and shadow-like figures were experienced. Some homeless people reported that there were some violent spirits throwing and trying to harm wanderers, just trying to get some rest within the hospital's walls. A security guard reported that whenever he does his patrols, he would hear running footsteps all around him while he was inside the hospital, specifically within the pediatric ward. Another group claimed to see apparitions and shadow-like figures all throughout the hospital. Some even said that they have seen a figure crouching down, trying to peek at them behind the pillars of the hospital. When people would walk by the morgue, many would report hearing screaming for help. And when they tried to investigate, there would be no one there. Finally, many who visited the hospital claimed that they experienced horrible and intense nightmares, days or weeks after leaving the hospital. They think that some of the ghosts followed them, or the place left a dark energy that would make them experience the terrifying nightmares. Do you guys have the courage to walk through the hospital's walls? Let me know down below. If you are enjoying the series, please don't forget to like and subscribe. That would help me a lot. If you guys have recommendations on what places you want me to cover next, just let me know. Thank you guys, and see you in the next one.